Welcome back everyone to our most recent mock test video. You're going to see a dangerous fault here, 3 serious and 2 minors. Now the dangerous fault was trying to go on to a mini roundabout when it was absolutely not safe to do so. Judgment call. I needed to put the brakes on to save a collision with this one. Serious faults, we've got 2 occasions where this learner was driving on, now I'm not going to say the wrong side of the road, but it's not the lane that you should be in for normal driving. So call it the overtaken lane, call it the speedy lane, call it the fast lane. I've heard it being called many things, but it's not the lane that you're meant to use for normal driving. So we had 2 occasions where that happened today, and we also had a serious fault for hesitation trying to come out from a junction onto a main road. A couple of opportunities where they should really have taken them but didn't, and eventually I had to give them a nudge and say, look, you're going to have to get going or else we'll be here for a long time. So that was a serious fault. And the manoeuvre today was a reverse into a bay in the Aldi car park, and there's observation faults and some issues with the accuracy which you'll see on the screen. So let's jump into the first fault. It's not far from here. So the instruction here was to follow the signs towards the city centre, and there's 2 lanes, this lane and the lane on the right. Now they both, you can see the sign up there, they both go ahead. My advice would be to stay on the left lane to do this, but this learner decides to do it in this lane. Now, that's okay so far, you can do that. You can choose to enter on this lane as long as you come round on this lane, check left and move outwards so that when you leave you're coming off on the right lane. But you must move back over to do your normal driving. That didn't happen, as you can see. They drove up about halfway up this hill before they realised they need to move back. So they had plenty of opportunity to return, they didn't. The fault there was for normal driving in the overtaken lane. Now they're coming up to the roundabout, they're asked to follow the signs for the second exit, which was Kincardine, Crieff and Stirling. So they do that fine. Come along here, second exit. And up ahead they get asked to follow the signs for the A823. Again, no problems the way they've done that. Right, we do have a bit of an issue up here. This is where the emergency stop happens from me. See the white car in front of us? It goes all the way round the roundabout and comes back this way. Look, there's a car on the right that's about to make the move. Now my learner tries to go. I had to put the brakes on. That was the dangerous fault. It was just misjudged. If in doubt, you're better waiting an extra second before making that decision to go. So as we come around the bend here, the instruction on the independent drive was to follow the road ahead towards the Kirkcaldy A907. Now these road markings are pretty rubbish. It does say on both this lane and the next lane A907. The learner, safely enough, decides to move into this right hand lane to go ahead. Now, I'm going to speed all this up here. There's no need to be in this lane. You should be on the left lane where the white car is there. This is a nice long road. If I zoom in on the sign, you can see that both lanes say A907. So we are in the overtaking lane. This van that's behind us was desperate to get past. We didn't overtake anyone and come back. We just done what's called normal driving. Again, it was the same fault as what happened earlier on. So that is another serious fault for the same reason as not being in the correct lane for normal driving. It's not far actually until the next fault. We're going to go into the Aldi car park, so we'll just skip ahead a little bit here. Now the instruction was to find a bay and to reverse into it. So nothing wrong with this. The learner drives around the car park. They find a reasonably safe place to practice here. And they decide to do this one on the right, so they come over, develop their angle out, sort of 45 degrees, and then they start reversing. Now, there's two faults here. Observations around the car I would have loved to have seen a lot more of throughout this reverse. And the other fault that I've awarded them was for accuracy, because you can see that they're going a bit squint here. Now, they've done the right thing by changing the gear, moving forward, trying to straighten the car up, and then bringing it back in. But as you're about to see on the screen, that didn't quite go to plan. Although they did manage to get inside the lines, it was still a bit skew-iff. So no serious fault awarded, because here you can see that it's in. It's a bit close in the back left, but it's in. So I would have loved to have seen it a lot more straight and central than that. And there were some observations going on around the car, which is why it's a minor fault, two minor faults. So more checks and a nice straight position would have been desired there. And finally, as we're leaving this car park, there's a hesitation fault on the serious side of things. Now, see, when you first get up to this junction, there was a chance to get onto the main road right away. They didn't take that. So they got stuck waiting a while. There was another opportunity before a bus. They didn't take that. That would have been that one. And time's passing pretty fast here because I'm fast forwarding it, but eventually a gap came and they didn't take it here, and I had to say, no, let's go. So what was going to be a minor fault for hesitation ended up turning into a serious fault, because they just weren't going. Chatting to them afterwards, they explained that after all the faults that had happened, there were, it's that snowball effect of it's hard to keep focused when you know that things have went wrong. The show must go on. And don't do what this lorry's doing, drive over pavements.